Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we're going to continue with the NMap tool. As I promised before, I was going to create my lab. As you can see here, I'm logged on to a Kali Linux. If you don't know what that is, I would advise you to uh, maybe Google it or go to YouTube and learn how to use Kali Linux on your own. I mean, don't want to teach all that because there's so many tutorials available to learn Linux, especially Kali Linux for penetration testing. So this is Kali Linux. I have my Kali machine, and I have another VM, which is my Windows XP. Today we're going to use NMap to do a lot of scanning for that machine. I mean, I have other Ubuntu, and I have Linux Mint. I have Windows 10 and Windows Server 2012. But today's lab is going to be just scanning NMap. For that, you have to open up a terminal. Okay. If you don't know what that is, I do advise you to take some courses or some tutorials on YouTube about Linux because as a penetration tester you have to know how to navigate, minimum navigate in Kali Linux. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Okay, by default NMap is already installed in Kali Linux. So I could just open up a terminal and do any scan. For example, here I could probably do just a regular to scan just a single IP address. I could just type nmap and the IP address that I have there, 168. Now you're asking, how do I know what IP address to ping or scan? I went to my Windows XP machine and I did a IP config, okay, and then this is the IP address of that machine. Now, if you don't know how to get IP addresses from any computer or any Linux or Mac, even Mac, same thing. I mean, you need really, if you want to get into this field, you have to really know the basics. And by the basics, I don't mean that is really basics, but you have to know networking, you have to know Windows administration, you have to know supporting any type of end device. You know, any assets, be it a laptop, be it a tablet, you know, desktop, server. You really, you know, once you get into this field, you really, there's a lot of things that you have to know. You can't just come out of the woods and say, you know what, I'm gonna be a penetration tester, I'm gonna be a vulnerability tester, I'm gonna be a cybersecurity analyst, I'm gonna be a cybersecurity engineer, I'm gonna be a cybersecurity architect. You really have to know your basics, and if you don't know your basics, you're gonna find yourself in a lot of tight spots, you know, because you probably won't know the terminology that you should have learned at the beginning. So you know, I think one of the main points is that you should go to A plus, you know, from CompTIA, then move on to Security Plus, Network Plus. I cannot emphasize, you know, that Cisco ICND1 and ICND2 are very good networking learning. That you can go ahead and find out about it, because once you take those courses, man, you're gonna learn a lot. You don't have to take the certification. Take the courses. I'm telling you, it's gonna help you a lot in your networking career. And if you like it, you can even do the certification, and then you can continue. There's also cybersecurity in Cisco, so that's another route. But if you want to do this penetration testing, my advice is for you to take those courses. Anyway, going back to the regular program. So to scan a single IP address, this is what you would type right here. So you see here highlighted, and you just hit enter. And this will go ahead and scan, for example, that 192.168.80.132. It's my Windows XP, and there you go. These are the results. So, it's given us the different open ports that it found right here, right? And it's telling us what service is running. Now that, my friends, we're gonna exploit on a later lab. How do we exploit those with those services with Metasploit? So now it's like we're just scanning, gathering information, taking notes, right? So let's say if I wanted to, let's say, keep track of what I'm doing. So what I would do is normally, right, let's say if I do a scan for the same IP address, you can do this for many different IP addresses, right? I mean, you can even have a list. Now, let's say if I want to do a regular scan, right, for the same machine, and I wanted to keep track, I want to document what I'm finding. So the way for you to do that, you can output a file here, okay, and I call it, let's say, Windows XP, right? Windows XP, right? Scan underscore scan results, right? That's it. If I hit enter, oops, my bad. I think I made a. So I failed to resolve this XP scan results. Something I did wrong. So let me see here. Maybe you didn't like my. There you go. It was a space. I didn't like that. Okay. So see now, if I minimize this window, let me clear because I know you cannot see at the bottom. Anyway, at the bottom, all I have is a prompt. I'm just going to show you because it did. See, it finished. Now if I look at my desktop, here is the. I mean, you can save it anywhere, right? As long as you know where you're saving it to. So I'm saving it to the desktop for now, just for the purpose of saving time and everything. So if I go open it up, see, my results are here. So this is a good way for you to keep track. And let's say you're doing penetration testing, you have to keep track. You have to document every little step you make. That sounds like a song or something. But you have to really document whatever you're doing. Okay. So going back here, I'm gonna do clear, just to clear my screen. There you go. So that would be just one ping for one IP address. Now I'm gonna show you how to do a ping for, let's say, one subnet, and it's gonna scan all available computers on that subnet. Okay. Well, anyways, let's keep going. Now, NMap gives you different scan types, including TCP, UDP, SYN, and FIN. Okay. So the scan type of TCP SYN scan, which is fast. I think TCP SYN scan is fast and stealthier than others scans. So let's say if you want to do a stealthy scan, you would type NMap dash small s, capital S, right? For stealthy, and the IP address 192.168. Oops. Yep, there you go. and hit enter. Oh, see, this is a good thing that happened, because sometimes certain scans it will require to have root access. So how do you do that? Right? Again, if you don't know how to do that, again, I recommend you take some training in Linux. My coffee is good. Hit enter. It's going to ask me for my password. Enter. And there you go. Here we go. This is a supposedly to be stealthy SYN scan, right? So these are the results again. Now we have even, well, this is, as you can see, it's a VM machines, but it's giving me the MAC address. Besides giving me the ports that are open in the services. Okay. So moving on. Now, let's say you want to customize your scan. You know, like you want to scan ports. You know, what ports will be open, right? So you would go ahead and type NMap, right? And dash S. And this time I'm gonna say P for ports, and from 1 to 100. Of course, you could specify, let's say port 22, like this. Let's say you know which ports you want to scan, right? Port 80, right? 443. See, you separate them by using the commas and the IP address. 192, 168.A.132. Okay, I can do that. Oh, see? Yeah. And it's a good thing, because it's telling you requested a scan type which requires root privilege. So again, go back, sudo, right? Because I already entered my password. It's not asking me anymore because I already put it here. So in this session, right? It will remember, as long as I have the session open, it will keep in memory the password that I typed. But if I close it and I open another terminal window, it will not work anymore. It'll request again my password. Okay? Alright, so as you can see, it did go for all three parts. And then it started looking at saying, okay, failed 80, port 492, host is up, 22 host SSH, and it gave me the MAC address. Two IP addresses, one host scan, and okay. So it really didn't find much for me to say, but going back to the same thing, if I do NMap, right? Let's see, NMap. So we go, instead of doing this, now I want to try, let's say, from port 1 to 100. That's it. Right? Okay, I want to scan those from 1 to 100. And also, let's say I know that I can combine it, but I'm just going to say verbose. Right? If you type V, capital V, that's for the version. But I'm not looking for the version. I'm looking for it to be verbose. I want to see what's going on. Here we go. Oops. Again. Sorry guys. I should know better. There we go. So let's see. Your port specifications are illegal. I didn't like what I just did. I mean, wow. Even though that is what I'm supposed to do, but I didn't like it, I guess. This is the first time I've seen that, but it's good. So that way we know that it's not accepting. Wow. Okay. Let's see. One, comma. Let's see what happens if I do this. See? Okay. Well, it did not recognize that. That's really something. I mean, this is what I found. Okay. Let's see. What I'm gonna do. This is a good way to have errors because you learn to troubleshoot. There we go. I think my V was in the wrong spot. Okay. So see, there we go. All the 100 scan ports on this host are ignored. Ignored states. Okay. One close TCP ports, MAC address, so which is good. Okay. So this is this is good to have a errors mistakes because that troubleshooting is how you learn. I mean, and this could happen in real life. You could be like, what? I just had the right the right input. So what the hell, man? It's not working. Now, if you wanted to save your results, right, for port, let's say 1 to 100, you would type the option N, small letter O, and capital N, and you would give it the, right, let's say, what we call it, Windows XP .txt. Now I'm gonna do something deliberate so that you have to understand one thing, that if you don't know Kali Linux, I'm sorry, it'll do 168 because 80 132, I believe. Let me check. 80 132, yes. Now I did something that I know that is wrong. But let's say I didn't know and I hit enter, right? Okay. Well, again. Well, it's good. It's like a reminder. Okay. Okay, so what happened here? Not sure. Now let's take a look. Windows XP scan. See, there's nothing here. Why? Now I'm gonna do something. I'm going to change that and hit enter. Let's see if that worked. Windows, what is it? Why is it not outputting? See, that's another way you can also check. Why is it that it's supposed to create? Now here I did that because it was supposed to give me an error message because desktop does not exist because it's a small letter D. Desktop here with the capital D, it does exist, but it's not doing it. See, so that's another way you can troubleshoot. See, I am my Windows XP. Let's say I'm gonna put them in the garbage, into the trash, and then we'll run it again, right? Now if I hit the upper arrow, I can get back the command that I had. See? That is supposed to create the document, the TXT document. Or you know what? I'm not gonna dwell into that right now. I'm not catching. Why is it doing that? It's kind of me something because I know I did it before. If I go back, see Windows XP, and the IP address. Yeah, it's almost TXT, right? See if I run this one. Sorry. Let me just clear that because I know you can't see it. So let's see. Boom. Doesn't keep track of my all right, there we go. Let's see. See, it's not. Why is it not doing that? It's weird. Anyways, let's move on. I'll figure it out and I'll let you guys know what happened. I don't understand why it's not really creating the TXT file. So whenever you use NMap dash S and V, capital V, this is to identify the version and release number of the services that you're running on the open ports. So let's say 192.168.80.132. That will give us the version and release number of the services running. Voila. Look. Now see that information right here could be useful, when you're trying to do penetration testing, because there are different tools that we can use. Even if we don't have the tools, I would advise you to learn PowerShell and Python. Because let's say you don't have the means or the tools to really exploit the ports, the services, the versions and all that, you can come up with tools for yourself to use to be able to attack these systems. So and that's what we'll do. I'm gonna go and show you in the future videos how to do network pen testing with Python and maybe PowerShell. I really haven't looked at it, but I know that with Python is possible. I'm not sure with PowerShell. I haven't really tried it myself. But anyways, moving on. Operating system detection. So meaning the operating system, right? So let's say I wanted to find out and map the operating system. This is capital O, and again our machine, our target 168.132. Boom. OS requires which is good. See, I keep forgetting that. Anyways, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. So say, what do we have? It gives us support. Microsoft. It's saying Microsoft Windows 2003. It's probably because it's an old Windows. It's Windows XP that I have. Yeah. So it doesn't really recognize it. But then it knows that it's a Microsoft Windows. At least that. Look at that. Server 23 SP1 or SP2, one hop. Okay. All right. Again, don't forget, you're doing everything you do here. You need to keep track. You need to document whatever you're doing. Okay. Never ever forget that. Anyway, let's clear that screen. All right. So let's say if you want to do scripting. Oh yeah, scripting. That's another section that I'm gonna go through, because there's a lot of different scripting scanning that you can use in NMap that is really very useful, very powerful at the same time. So that's a different section. It's a different. It's gonna be a different lab that we're gonna do, because that also will take time. So anyways, I'm just gonna give you an example. Scripting. NMap has a built-in scripting engine that allows you to run custom script. against a target host. These scripts can perform various tasks such as vulnerability detection, which is good, service enumeration, and more. So, to use it, we are going to type NMap, right? And you go SC, right? There you go. So I don't know if it's going to create my scan anymore because it wasn't working for some reason. But let's say I want to do this scripting scan. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. And I will explain once we go into the scripting part of the lab. That will be part 2. I would explain what it's doing. I could do it, I think. Maybe we can do it verbose to see what it's doing. I'm sure we can. But right now, see, I'm not seeing my scan txt being created on the desktop. You know, or maybe I think. Okay. Or it's supposed to give me an error message, anyways. You know. Let me see. Maybe there's something that maybe I could be wrong. You know. Okay. Well, it gave me the results, right, that I was looking for, but it never created my and it was supposed to tell me that I was wrong. See, I think this is what I did wrong. Oops. Here. This is my mistake. Let's see. Let's see. Still. That's weird. I'm not sure if that's you know, that's really it's weird. I mean it's not weird. I'm sure I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, but still. See, it's not. Okay, guys. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, so what's that? I think it was my instead of doing forward slash, I gotta do backslash. No, actually, no. This is right. See, so I was right. Forward slash. You know, just to be sure. So I don't want to teach you guys the wrong thing. Let's try it out, and I'm gonna name it now. Scan 2. And let's see what happens. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So that's it. It's forward slash. Okay. All right. I don't want to confuse you guys. So sorry for the mix-up. All right. So moving on. Let's do a when we do dash capital A. This is a very aggressive scan, and any company, which of course remember, all we're doing here is with permission or your own lab. You're not gonna go do this to anybody because you will go to jail. So remember, everything we're doing here is for study purposes, for you to train, to be an ethical hacker. Make sure that you have permission if you're doing it on a live network, and I mean by permission legally, paper signed and everything. You're not just gonna start doing scan and all that stuff without permission because you can get in trouble. Okay. So dash capital A, it's a very aggressive scan, and you will be found out if you do it. I mean, because the DLPs or the firewalls or whatever layer of protection they have, they will detect you. Okay, and that's it. Your scanning days are over. So an example of doing a aggressive scan would be NMap dash capital A. And see, if I leave the V there, it's the small letter V, not the capital V, because capital V was for version. So this small v, it's for verbose. So let's say that's my IP address, and I hit enter. There we go. See? Now it's showing me everything that it's doing. Right? So it's going through the motions, scanning, discover open ports, yada yada yada, and we're gonna let it do whatever it needs to do. There you go. It's done. See, now I'm getting a lot of good information. Name, work group. Look at that. Fail. Clock skew. Security no account use guest. Authentication level user. Now this one was even better, because now this one found the OS. The computer name, right? Net BIOS, work group, system time. Wow, this is amazing, because it's giving me more information. So let me clear that and move on to the next one. Okay, there's a way that it could do the firewall evasion with the small letter F dash F. So dash small letter F. Okay. But this one, what it does, so that the firewall doesn't detect you, it will fragment the packets. So it will time the scan to avoid detection and sending packets over different protocols to use the technique. Okay. So let's look for the example. NMap. Oops. NMap dash small letter F. Right. 192.168 dot 80 dot 132, I believe. So I'm not keeping track of 132. Yes. So let's see what happens. And you know what? Let's do it verbose. Just to see. Maybe I can do it verbose. I'm not 100%. Let's see. Okay. Frag scan. See? Frag scan. There we go. That was quick. Yeah. See, completed stuff scan at 11, because it's only doing one hop. It's right next to it. So it was really fast. I imagine that maybe if it was a remote computer, this will take a little bit of time, but nevertheless, it's giving you good results. It's telling you discover open port 2025, 139, and 445. 135. Not bad. So see, with all this, you keep accumulating your documentation, right? So that way, when you're ready to do the exploitation, you will have the different results when you were doing the scanning, so you can start your exploitation, right? So the recon, the weaponization, delivery, exploitation, right? This is cyber kill chain. So learn something about the cyber kill chain, because you have recon, weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control, and the last one, actions and objectives. So something that you need to look at and learn. Okay, it's called the cyber kill chain. Now, if you want to have let's say different output options, right? When you're scanning, you want to have it as a, I don't know, XML, as a CSV, TXT, yada yada yada. Okay, there's a way you can do have your results in different formats. Okay, so let's say you do a SYN scan, right? Okay, and you want the output to be in XML. So you go, what was it again? That desktop, and I'm gonna say output dot XML 192 168 80.132. Boom. Okay. Well, you know, this is good. It's reminding me that I need to do this. Anyway, here we go. And there's the output. Now, let's see if I got my Excel. Oh, there we go. See? And I open it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to open it with. Let's see there. Yes. Firefox. There we go. And I don't see anything. Something is not. My results are empty. They should not be empty. Okay, I gotta take a look at why this is not. But anyway, that's how you would have the output, right? In XML format. Now, I don't want to do troubleshooting, guys, because oops. That should have worked, but I don't know why it's not working. I'm gonna explain that if I find out why, or once I find out why. If you want to do a fast or a quick scan of the most common ports, you can use the capital F, NMap dash F. And with the IP address 168.80.132, right? Boom. That's a quick scan. Now, timing. If you wanna have several timing options that will affect the speed at which you want to do the scan. So the default timing in NMap is normal, but you can increase or decrease the timing using the dash T, right? So dash capital T. Remember, guys, that you have to make sure that if it is capital F, small letter F, capital V, small letter V, right? So you need to pay attention to those things. For timing, from fastest to slower, or slowest to faster, whichever you want. 5 being the fastest and most aggressive. So if you go to 0, it's gonna be like very slow. So if you wanna do fast scan, right? T5 and the IP address, right? 80.132. This is supposed to be a fast. So if I do, let's say 2, it's gonna be slower than 5, right? Of course. As you can see, it's taking a bit longer to do the scan, right? And then at the same time, guys, if you see some different new results, which I see here, look at that. NFS or IIS 1025. I don't know if I saw that before. But see, if I was to keep track and keep documenting my results, when I compare all of it, I will see that I found new things when I go through all of my scanning options. So you gotta make sure that you gotta keep track, and you gotta keep documenting every little step that you're doing. Do not forget that, because that's where you're getting paid, or you're working for a certain company, and then when you provide the report, the final report, you have to explain every steps and how come you found this, when did you find this, what happened, when, what, where, how, all those things. You need to really be prepared to answer the questions, right? Because you're getting paid to do all those things, right? So you gotta have the proper documentation, the proper report, and explain how come you found this, where did you find it, what were you doing when you found this, right? And also another thing, when you're doing the penetration testing, you have to make sure that you have a scope of work, of what you're doing. Okay, what let's say if they ask you to scan certain servers, you're only gonna stay within that range of servers. You're not gonna go look for any other services that they didn't ask you to look at. You're not gonna go outside of the tangent and scan computers if you were not asked to do so. You're not gonna go scan anything that is outside. Let's say they didn't ask you to do cloud testing, and besides doing that, you have to get the permission from the third party, not just the owner of the company. So you have to stay within your scope at the same time. Okay, so don't go out like I don't know, crazy dudes. No, I want to scan. I want to see what else they have. No. You have to stay within your range. That's what you gotta do. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna stop it because that's taking too long. Okay. Now, if you don't know how to stop it, it's Control C. Okay. So you can stop that. Whatever it was doing, it was taking too long. So anyways, that's the way how you do it. Timing, right? Now, I think I already explained port ranges, right? You know what? Here's an example, because that failed when I was trying the port range. So that's the way that I'm seeing it now. It's like I had not. Oops. I had not seen it this way before, and I'm gonna run it and see if that works, because I really do know. For some that I've seen it this way. Look at that. Okay. So I was it was me, guys. I was doing the wrong. So if you want to scan from port 1 to 100 or 1000, that's the way you should do it. Okay, that is the format that is supposed to be done. I was doing a dash P, then moving it separate, like dash P space 1 dash 1000. So I was the one making the mistake. Okay, well, which is a good thing now that I don't have to go look it up and see what happened. But there we go. So moving on. Let's see. Do a scan, which sends TCP SYNC packets to which port to determine if it's open. Okay. Also, that can be used to see which hosts are up on the network. Wow. Okay. So I don't have. I do have my other machines, but they're not up. So I could probably do that, but just to give you an example, the next time I will do it. But it would be, to see what other hosts are up in your network. That would be dash SN. And this would be like this: 192.168.80. 0/24. Now, if you don't know what that is, guys, I would say you need to go take the best course for me was not that they're paying me to say this, but it would be Cisco CCNA, and I cannot emphasize it even more. I just if you take the course, even the I don't even know if they have it anymore. It's called, it used to be called ICND one and ICND two. I haven't looked at it anymore, but I'm telling you, just take the course. But if you want to take the certification, by all means, go for it. But taking the course, you know what? I learned a lot when it came to subnetting. Also, with the routers and switches, even though I wasn't, never became CCNA certified, I don't really touch the routers much. Only in my lab here. But switches, yes, I'm familiar with VLANs and all that. But anyways, you really have to learn subnetting. It's important because you have to know what 24/24 means, right? Anyways, keep going. If I had, any devices in my subnet besides my Windows XP, I will see it. So let's see what happens here. Okay, enter and see what it does, what it's gonna find. See, so it found my Windows XP and me is up, right? And you found another one, which I believe probably this is my VM. All right. So that's one way to find out your what host are up and running. Again, document, right? It's important for you to really document. Now, let's say another one. This one is similar to, I think, the ping scan. But this one does a reverse DNS lookup to identify the host names of the machines on the network. Alright, so let's take a look at this other one. NMap, right? Dash S, capital P. So this one does a reverse DNS lookup. Okay? To identify the host names of the machines. So again, my subnet, right? 6880 .0/24. You know what I'll do? That's gonna be another topic, but I'm gonna teach you how to do subnetting. That's what I'll do, so you can learn. All right. Anyways, let's see what happens here. So this is gonna do a reverse DNS lookup. Let's see. To identify the host names. And it did, but I got no names. Okay. Maybe if I had my Windows server, I would probably get better results. I will try it offline and see. Now this one, it's another one that I think we can try if I have maybe my Windows 10, my Windows 11. Up and running. This is when you want to do NMap version 6, IPv6, right? All right. So that's a pretty good intro. With NMap, and I think that gives you a lot of time for you to practice and make sure that you start learning NMap, because if you were thinking of taking the penetration testing certification, you're going to have questions about NMap. So and here's another a little bit more examples about NMap scanning, which I believe they will help you. I'm going to try to see if I can if I can give you screenshots of what you can do. But I have just given you enough for you to be able to work with. I think I gave you a lot of information that you can use when you're doing NMap. So practice. The best way for you to be able to know this is practice. There's other things that I didn't show you. For example, if you have a list text file with the list of IP host IP addresses, and you want to do the scan targets.txt, that definitely will give you results on that on those targets that you have in that list. Okay. So that's another option you can try. That'll be so you can test, as a test. So you guys can go and try it out, see what's gonna give you. If you do, let's say for example, NMap dash capital F, so you'll recall what it does. It's a fast scan, right? If you do, let's say dash A, capital A, what does it do? Do you recall? It's an aggressive scan. Okay. If you do dash capital T5, right? That's what? Timing. So what I'm suggesting is you need to keep practicing, so that way you'll know how to use NMap. At least know the basics. And the more you practice, create your labs. Just it's easy. If you don't know how to create labs, I suggest to go to Google and find out how to create my lab, how to install my different machines. Let's say you can have, you don't have to pay for it. You can create it on your own. I can give you an idea. Get a 256 gigabyte USB. Download VMware Pro. It's only, I think, is maybe less than $40. I think for 3 licenses. Install it on your machine. Run it and make sure you're able to install it on that USB key. That's gonna save you a lot of space. Make sure that you have a good computer, of course, that has at least 1632 gigabytes of RAM. There's a way that you can use one of your hard drives. I'm gonna show you as the memory usage. Let's say if I only have 16 gigs. See this one. If you go properties, I'm going to show you here. See, this is Ready Boost. Dedicate this device to Ready Boost. So this has increased the speed of my computer. I mean, it's ready. It's really, the performance has improved a lot. I have like 32 gigabytes of one SSD card that I'm using as a memory usage. And that has improved the speed when I work on my lab. So things like that, so you can improve and you can install, and then you can download the Windows XP, Linux, Kali Linux, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Windows 10, Windows Server as a trial, so you can do test, but you gotta do hands-on. You gotta start doing hands-on. Anyways, guys, I think this has taken a bit longer than I expected. Part 2 is gonna be about NMap scripting. So stay tuned. Thank you guys. Have a good day.